Hi, I'm Rob the Accountant. I like to help people build companies while finding solutions to problems that may come your way. Today, we're going to talk about how Joe Biden is a racist. That is right. President Joe Biden is a racist. And I'm going to continue to point this out every single day. I'm going to ask any minority who believes that racism is wrong to not vote for Joe Biden, but to vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump, although he has his problems are not race-oriented. You can go back to any of the music of the 90s. There is a lot of hip-hop. There's a lot of music with Donald Trump in it. There was certainly people in the 90s from Boxing Arena to the Madison Square Gardens to all the events Trump was in. So he got around with everybody. He did not take a train from one state exclusively by himself for 30 years and sit by himself. No, that's not Donald Trump. But how is Joe Biden a racist? Well, let me show you how Joe Biden's a racist. Joe Biden plans to ban menthol cigarettes. Now, I've already discussed this one time with everybody, so that's why I said you can, well, I didn't say it today, but today you can come to robertcayala.com and you can read why Biden doesn't like you, and you can see what I have said about this prior, but my issue continues to be the same, that it's easy for Joe Biden to ban menthol cigarettes because Joe Biden knows that menthol cigarettes are used primarily, not everybody, but primarily by minority people. They like the menthol. It just tends to be something more oriented with races of color that like menthol cigarettes. That doesn't mean that Caucasian folks don't like menthol cigarettes. It just means that more black people smoke menthol cigarettes than white folks. And so what Joe Biden decided he was going to do is he said, oh, well, black people, they kind of have to vote for me one way or another. So it doesn't matter that I take what they enjoy. I don't want to go out and disturb the other 80% of the market and ban all cigarettes, which again, I'm not for banning anything, right? But if you're going to say, let's ban something because it's terrible for you, it's unhealthy for you, then why would you pick one specific segment of one market that represents not the majority of the market, because I believe black people as a whole are 14 or 15% of the population, and from my understanding, less than 3 to 4% of that population are actually cigarette smokers. So realistically, the downward push for Joe Biden to ban menthol cigarettes because black people smoke them there's absolutely nothing that'll hurt him for doing that. That's why he came out and did it. But now, we are 6 months away from an election. And everybody, including myself, knows that Joe Biden is a racist. He hosts chicken dinners with black people. Like, honestly, you have the White House at your disposal. You have a chef that travels with you on Air Force One, and you go get some MOFUC. We get some mofo chicken, and then you bring a hamburger? You bring a hamburger. You don't even eat the chicken at the racist stroke chicken dinner?
Go over this side and show President Biden one of your favorite pictures on the wall.
Well, one of my favorites is this one right here. Well, we were in Jamaica.
That's cool.
Well, I mean, you got chicken fingers, you got the whole deal. I went the route of making sure I had the hamburger.
So today, Joe Biden says that he's going to delay banning menthol cigarettes. So this again is because his support among black people in the United States of America, and specifically black and minorities as a whole, Spanish people included, is just so terrible right now. He doesn't want to come out here and do something again. But again, it's why I say Joe Biden is a racist, because only a racist can tell another group of people what they can and cannot do, while leaving another group of people doing the exact same thing with absolutely no recourse whatsoever. And there was a bill that pushed itself in New York City about this subject, and you had a councilwoman down there ask, well, if you ban menthol cigarettes, does that mean now the police in the United States of America in all 50 states are going to start pulling over more black people because now we see people smoking cigarettes and we got to make sure it's not a banned menthol cigarette versus a Marlboro Joe. White people, you should be just as angry because Joe Biden would rather not come out and try to save your life. He doesn't want to stop you from smoking cigarettes. You guys are just perfectly fine. Keep smoking cigarettes. Joe Biden doesn't care. You're going to die. And so he's going to make no steps to actually reduce smoking deaths among Caucasian people, even though there's cigarettes out there like Camel Joe and some other cigarette brands out there that are completely unfiltered. Joe doesn't want to save any white people from smoking cigarettes. He just wants to tell black people what they can and cannot smoke. Once again, I'm Rob the Accountant. If you are voting in 2024 and you are brown and you look like me and you are black and you are of any minority color in this country, I am sorry, but the lesser of the two evils and the person who is not a racist is Donald Trump, and the person who is a racist is President Joe Biden, who takes fried chicken to people's dinners. I mean, one more thing on the chicken dinner. This is a single father with two boys who were scholars, right? He couldn't even bring them out of their own home, right? He couldn't even bring them to the White House for dinner. That wouldn't have been more appeasing? No, we black and brown people, when we see the president, we want the president to come to our house. We don't want to be invited to a nice big fancy dinner that the president's hosting in our honor. No, that would be too easy. No, just stop at the KFC, bring me some chicken. Not racist at all, not racist at all. But you know what? I'll leave that for you folks to decide. But once again, I'm disappointed. This guy should not be president again. He does not care about anybody. He is really no different than Donald Trump. They both only care about themselves. But at least Trump goes around and tries to make my gasoline cheaper, my electricity cheaper, all my bills cheaper, while Joe Biden tells me I must buy electric cars, I must get rid of my gas stoves, I must do this, and I must tolerate an open border, and I must pay more money out of my taxes so I can put up migrants who seem to be healthy enough to get across the border, but don't have enough money to actually do anything when they're here. So they have to come into our pockets, take our money, so that we can support them. I'm Rob the Accountant. I think 2024 is going to be a great year. It's disappointing what they're doing in New York City with Donald Trump. They're using a co-conspirator named a lawyer who is supposed to be Donald Trump's lawyer. They're using Stormy Daniels, who, whatever your views are, just not very the most ethical, honest person in the world. So we got her, Michael Cohen, and her lawyer, and they're all twisting the arm and extorting Donald Trump. And what our government rather do is go after the person being extorted, not the people extorting. And I just think that's the state of play that we are in this country right now, where if you're one group of people, you get to do one thing. If you're a different group of people, you get to do another thing, all while we pretend that Joe Biden is the greatest thing in the world, while millions of people all over the world are displaced because we have wars all over the place, and we have our bombs being used specifically in the Middle East and Israel to kill people who don't even have air defenses. And this is the guy that everybody wants to say, hey, let's give him a second term. I disagree. I don't believe it should be Joe Biden. I don't believe it should be Donald Trump. But if there's got to be a choice, then it should be Trump. I'm Rob the Accountant, finally, one last time. Have a great day. I hope to talk to you folks soon. Bye-bye for now.